Hi, Devorah here. Thank you so much for joining. Today I'd like to discuss two things: empowering beliefs and limiting beliefs. What are empowering and limiting beliefs? So empowering beliefs are beliefs that we have about ourselves that empower us, that make us feel strong, confident, on top of the world, like we can accomplish anything. How do we get to this level of empowering beliefs? That I'm going to discuss in a second. And then we have something called limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs are beliefs that we have about ourselves that limit us, that take us as a prisoner and paralyze us and don't let us go out there and do all the things that we wish we were doing, and all the things that we wish we were attracting into our life, and all the things that we see ourselves accomplishing, but for whatever reason it's just not happening. So these two types of beliefs are constantly happening within a person. Now, the way it works, limiting beliefs are beliefs about myself that I don't deserve those kind of things, or who am I to even be that kind of person, or I don't got what it takes, or I'm ugly, I'm not talented, I'm not like so and so, I don't have their life, so for sure it's not going to happen. Look at me, I'm such a whatever. This is how I grew up. Those are my parents. Like, that's the kind of dysfunctional home that I grew up in, and this constant negative self-talk that's constantly going on inside of you, whether you're aware of it or not. It's something that you have to become aware of and then try to stop, and that's what we do in the Emunah teleconference. The Emunah teleconference, just for a second, in the Emunah teleconference, we take all those negative thoughts, all that negative self-talk, and we turn it around, not just to get eliminated, but to become positive self-talk, and through that positive self-talk, we create the things that we want to see in our life. But that's just for the course. What happens with the positive? What happens with the empowering beliefs? It's research has found that successful people have empowering self-talk, which means they're constantly repeating to themselves over and over again how amazing they are, how talented they are, how great they are, how accomplishing they are, how much more they can accomplish, how much they have done, how successful they are. So now I think that a lot of us have issues with this, just because we grew up in a way thinking to ourselves that, like, what? How am I supposed to think that I'm so great? Like, isn't that gaiva? Isn't that feeling haughty? Like, I'm not supposed to feel so haughty. So this misconception is a problem amongst us religious Jews, and I am here to make that to solve that problem for us. Let's solve the problem, and let's look inside for a second and see what Hashem wants us to really feel about ourselves. Now, there is a pasuk in Eov, in Sefer Eov, that says, Et asher yagorti yevoli. That I feared most will come into my life. And the concept there is, the more I am fearful of something of coming into my life, the more I attract it. What is fear? Fear is something, it's a reality that I create with my thoughts and my feelings, that it's reoccurring constantly, and I attract this reality into my life. And fear is something that literally brings with it all the negativity that I don't want to see and that I'm afraid of. Fear is in essence the opposite of Emunah. Again, that's not for now. It's for the Emunah teleconference. That's part one of me explaining to you what Emunah is and how we can locate it in our neshama, and how we can actually play around with it and make it into what we want to see us become. Meaning really become powerful beings and really apply ourselves, and not just say, whatever Hashem does is for the best, and kind of leave it at that kind of superficial level, but really get in there and really learn how to be able to fine-tune our Emunah to a place where we want to see it. So that's again for the Emunah teleconference. Right now, there's a story that happened with this woman. It's a true story that happened with this woman. She had a great life. She was living in Tel Aviv. She was married to an amazing guy. She had a few kids. She had a great parnassa. Everything was going really well, and she kept on, like, while she was living her life, subconsciously in the back over here of her head, subconsciously there was this like this song playing 24/7, and the song was singing to her, how come you deserve this? So many people don't have this. So many people die. So many people are sick. So many people don't have husbands. So many people don't have kids. Why do you deserve this? So you probably don't deserve this. I don't see myself deserving this. Why would I deserve this? I did this and this and this and this and this. So many wrong things. Why am I the one that's deserving this? So many better people don't have this. And as she was thinking these thoughts in her head over and over again, slowly her life started falling apart. Her husband lost his job, then he got sick. Her kids started doing really poorly in school. They lost their house. Their cars were being towed away. Horrible things were happening to them, and they didn't know what was going on. They had no idea. And then this Rav that was telling over the story that I listened to and I learned from, who was an incredible rabbi that speaks in Hebrew, he got involved in this story, and he was sitting with her and trying to figure out what happened. And then she was telling him what was going through her head over and over again. So this pasuk in Eov is really, really true. At the Shelia Gorti, that thing that I most feared, Yavoli, I brought into my life. So fear, you have to know that the things that you're afraid of, you're actually attracting. So fear can't be in the equation at all. And that's part 3 of the Immunatal conference that we did have an entire class, an hour full class on what is fear, how I'm able to get rid of fear, how I'm able to nip it in the bud, how I'm able to stare even terrorism or death in the face and not be fearful, not be gripped by fear. Learning how to be able to live that kind of life that is not fear, but instead of when fear comes up for me, I learn how to put emuna there and let it take over. Let that voice take over, as opposed to the voice of fear and trepidation. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about, that the fear. And the third thing that I want to discuss here right now is with these limiting and empowering beliefs is something that is very, very, very crucial. I'm giving you an hour and a half class in 5-6 minutes. Well, not 6. Let's say 8 minutes at this point. And I want to just read to you something that it says in the Chafetz Chaim. The Chafetz Chaim writes like this: Haborei Yitbarach Shemo, the Creator of the world. Haborei Yitbarach Shemo, the Creator of the world. May His name be blessed. Lo medakdek im ha'adam, is not nitpicking with the person. Lomar lo, and tells him, Hayishiecha, I'm only going to save you. I'm only going to send you a salvation. Rak be'ofen shetiyeh tzadik. Only when you get to the level of righteousness. That's when I'm going to save you. And a lot of us think that way. That Hashem is not going to send me what I want Him to send me. Because look, I don't pray. I don't go to classes. I barely even wash before I eat whenever I do that. I don't even want to cover my hair. I am a person that's not inspired. I'm basically living my life like a secular person, just like in wearing a skirt and keeping Shabbos. So why would I have any kind of relationship with God? Like, how can I even approach God? And a lot of people think that way, especially people that have learned a lot of things in Beis Yaakov or Yeshiva or whatever, and are not on that level anymore, or were never really on that level, and they feel estranged from Hashem. They feel like they can't really have a relationship with Hashem, right? And or people that feel like, if I don't do X, Y, Z, then Hashem is not going to ever want to have a relationship with me again. And that's part 4 of the Emun Natal conference, where we talk about how Hashem is Kulo Tov, and Hashem is totally loving us, and we learn how to relate to Hashem from that point of view, and that nothing that Hashem does for us is because He wants to get us, but it's because He really, really sincerely and dearly loves us more than anything and anyone else in this world. So I want to just say one thing that the Chafetz Chaim says over here. He says over here that like this. He says that there's a L'chen Amru, and therefore it says Yeshua v'Kalev. This is the explanation on. This is the Hemshech on the Chafetz Chaim. It says Yeshua v'Kalev Amru l'Klal Yisrael. Yeshua v'Kalev told Klal Yisrael be'inyan hameraglim, when they were talking to them about the spies that went to Eretz Yisrael. Ach b'Hashem al timrodu. Be careful that in Hashem, don't be morid. Don't rebel against Hashem. Because as long as you're not rebelling in Hashem, what's being rebellious? Going out there and saying, I'm Chal Shabbos on purpose because I don't believe that there is a God, or because I hate God, Chas v'Shalom, or because of whatever, right? Any kind of rebellious act against Hashem, specifically against Hashem. Yeshua and Kalev told the Jewish people, don't do that. This is during the times of the Meraglim. La'akor et hakol b'kavana, if you uproot everything with intention of uprooting it, yechol lekavod l'chol tov. The people that do that, the people that uproot everything with the kavana of uprooting everything that they believe in, everything that they know, those are the people that are in danger. But if you're not on that level of uprooting and rebelling because you want to get Hashem, or because you're angry or whatever, but you have your beef with Torah and with Hashem, he says don't be a person that rebels, because as long as you're not a person that's rebelling, it says you can hope for all the goodness in the world. Now the Chafetz Chaim, it says like this. He continues it, and he says, "Habitachon hu bracha vada'it." He says, having bitachon, having for sure faith, having for sure security. in the fact that God is there for you, no matter what level you're on, no matter how many averos or what averos you've done, okay? And be careful to walk slowly on that ice, on that thin ice, because a person can get to a point of such guilt that he starts being worried in Hashem. He starts thinking, you know what? Forget it. I've done so much bad, so let me rebel all the way and go out Friday night and do whatever. And people go to extremes when they fall to certain levels. So the Chafetz Chaim says, as long as you're not rebelling in Hashem and coming to a level of real rebellion in Hashem, don't worry. You can get to a level of real bitachon b'Hashem, because when you get to a level of real bitachon b'Hashem, no matter where it doesn't mean that you have to be the biggest religious righteous person at all. But having bitachon in your heart, having faith, having security that Hashem is there for you, he says vada'i, it's for sure. Shemechazek ha'adam be'emunah ve'bitachon be'yeshua, that you have emunah, that you have faith, and that you have bitachon, that Hashem will send you a Yeshua, Hashem will send you a salvation, bevadai ba'a baracha et toch beito, that bracha will come into your home, but bracha will come into your life. That's something that I really, really wanted to discuss here tonight, because people feel like it's all or nothing. Judaism is about all or nothing. Hashem only likes the people that are righteous, and the people that are all inspired, and they're doing things and doing chesed. For the rest of us that are living our lives plainly, Hashem's not interested in us, or Hashem, and we don't have such a great relationship with Hashem, or how can I approach Hashem? And it's not true. Even for the biggest Rasha in the world, as long as you're a Yid, you have to know that if you're not rebelling, you're going upwards, and there's hope for you. And if you can live your life in an emunah and bitachon kind of way, no matter what level you're on, and no matter what averos you've done or you're doing right now, but if you can live your life in an emunah and bitachon way, and know that you're totally botach b'Hashem, and that whatever He does is really, 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 really for the best, and that you put your hope in Him, and you don't let your negative self-talk, and you don't let your limiting beliefs get at you, but you constantly talk positively about what you can do, and that you believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to have that kind of confidence in your life, and wants you to have that kind of confidence in yourself, and have that kind of relationship with Hashem. The Chafetz Chaim says, "Bevadai ba'a bracha el toch beito." For sure, bracha will come into your home, and bracha will come into your life. The focus has to be on believing that the neshama that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave you is powerful beyond words, and stop with all the negative self-talk, because just like you wouldn't want anyone to talk at you the way you talk to yourself, stop talking to yourself like that. And just like you wouldn't want to talk to any child or any other person out there the way you talk to yourself, stop talking to yourself like that, because you are a being, you are a godly being on this world, and Hashem wants you to produce. No matter what level you're on, we have to produce, we have to accomplish, and we have to accomplish spiritually, emotionally, with ourselves, in our inside world. We have to evolve every single day into becoming better people, religiously, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, all around better people, physically, all around better people, and that's all part of the Geula. So I give us all bracha that we should all get there, and we shouldn't be afraid of ourselves, and we shouldn't be afraid to break our patterns, because our patterns are what keeps us stuck in our places. And let's beat this. I call it in the seminar in general. Whenever I teach, it's called training your dragon. Train your dragon and learn to leash your dragon. Put him on a leash. All those voices and all those words and all that self-talk and all that negativity and all that harmful relationship that we have with ourselves and the people around us, that's poison. Leash your dragon. Put that dragon on a leash, and you control it, and you tell it how to think and how to live and how to breathe and where to go and what to want. And once you do start doing that, you will see that you will attract the goodness that you want in your life, and you will see that the fear will take a back seat and you will take a front seat. So with that, have a great week, and I hope to hear from you very, very soon. Again, registration for the Emunah teleconference is going on right now. It's a 6-part Emunah course where we talk about all of this in depth, and there it's an amazing life-altering experience for me and for everyone else that's going through it. If you wanna sign up, send an email to info.devo, Devo, Stieglitz, Stieglitz, @gmail.com. Again, info.devo, Stieglitz, @gmail.com. Hope to see you there. Take care. Have a good one.